Start.
Hello, elderly fans out there. This is the Elderly Brothers at elderlybrothers-us on YouTube, and you can look for it elsewhere too, but I'm not sure where. Uh, I'm Artie, and I'm in Florida,
Yeah.
and you're Larry, right?
I'm Larry. I'm in New York. It looks like I'm way above New York, but I'm not. And I'm 83, and this guy over here is 90,
Yeah,
90
and a half.
and a half. So in the 50 years, when somebody starts looking at this stuff, um, they'll notice that we were old people in our 80s and 90s, and you guys will probably won't be old people till you're in your 110s.
Could be.
Could be. So we won't seem so old.
Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe we aren't. We aren't.
Maybe we could. Maybe it'll be kids in those days to come, if there are days to come.
So good one.
So anyway,
Choke me up.
you had a question.
So my question was this, I was pondering this question, and the question is, should there be guilt in privilege? In other words, if you're a privileged person, should you feel any guilt about that?
Well, first part of that is what's privilege? Is that born into money kind of thing?
Is it what?
Being born into money.
Or however that you find yourself into money and privilege.
Yeah, I think money is probably key to the whole privilege thing. And as far as guilt goes, I'm sh there I don't think there should be any because it wasn't you didn't intend to be rich originally, maybe, or whatever it is. You didn't intend to be privileged, but there you are, you're privileged. So you're not guilty of anything. It's not like original sin, that sort of thing. But as far as uh, guilt in general, nah, I don't think so.
So do you think Henry Ford felt any guilt in how he treated his employees?
I'm sure he didn't. It just
Did he treat him badly or not? I don't know.
no, I don't think guilt is part of the makeup of a really privileged person. Maybe. We don't know.
Well, so no, we do know, I think I'm pretty certain that either privilege or lineage, I mean, either money or lineage give
Yeah,
you privilege.
yeah, and since we don't know, we're not privileged, although we are privileged. I mean, we're living good lives, and a lot of people aren't. So that's a privilege, but I don't feel guilt about that. I mean, I don't see where the guilt is.
No, well, the only way I could see it might be is if you um, really took advantage and abused people to gain your privilege.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't feel guilty about it.
You should.
Yeah, but that's not the question. You
So,
should. There should be guilt out there, but I'm sure there's not.
yeah, probably not. I mean, those guys that saw a show about coal miners the other day,
Yeah.
and that work is inhuman.
I don't even know what privilege is, maybe. I mean, if you're a coal miner, you might feel it's a privilege to have a job.
True. And then in the show, what happened, this is like in the 1900s, I guess. Um, they started mining, these guys were all mining coal in England, I guess, or some, in Europe,
Before that, yeah.
Germany, England, whatever. And they were making about $4 a ton. And there were coal mines that opened up in America, and they were paying at that time like $17 a ton.
Yeah, well, you're privileged to live in this country at that rate.
Well, that and it was kind of so gaining privilege through so money is privilege is only really amenities in a way.
Yeah, I guess it could be, but I still don't think that most people who are really privileged feel guilt about it.
And if you're born into it, there's no reason to. I mean, it's not your
No,
fault.
no, it's not your doing. And a lot of rich people give money away too. So that's uh that's a benefit of privilege.
Yeah. I and it's I don't know what kind of thinking you call it. It's not wishful, but saying, well, if I won the lotto, first of all the family members get, this, and
Yeah,
the community gets this, and I'll only keep about 30 million.
yeah, could be, could be, but probably not.
I might, I don't know. I mean, that's the deal is how much, if you had all that much money, um, you wouldn't have any way to spend it.
No, you couldn't spend it yourself unless you bought a giant house or something. But we don't need giant houses, and most people don't. You see 10-bedroom houses and three people living in them.
So the
Right.
family can visit.
But I don't think, yeah, right. But I don't think there's guilt involved. Anyway, that's an interesting question. And I think it really just depends a lot on what you think guilt is.
Well, there you go. There's a whole other direction. What's
I
guilt?
suppose, yeah, I suppose so.
What is guilt?
Well, on a completely different tack, I felt lethargic in the last couple of days for no particular reason. So every 3 or 4 hours, I have to lie down and take a little nap.
Well, I've felt I guess partly lethargic and partly unfocused
Unfocused, maybe that's too, that can make you feel lethargic.
because there's so many things that I can look around here that I could be doing,
Yeah.
and I'm picking the ones I want, and I think that's fair.
I can't think of it. Looking around, I can't see of anything I need to really be doing. There are some things, but they're not important, necessarily important things.
Yeah, well, whatever's important, but yeah, I mean, I got leaves left over from last year up against my back of my house, and I want them to be gone.
Yeah, it's it's not lazy though. I don't feel lazy. I just feel unenergetic.
Yeah, I'm thinking I feel a little bit lazy.
It could be too.
But it's also, well, how much do you have to be doing?
Well, you don't have to be doing anything really, but you could, rather than going to sleep, I could read
Doesn't that put you to sleep?
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't read. I don't have the patience anymore. I mean, I read off the screen all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is reading a book on your iPad. Is that reading, or
Yeah, of course.
is that reading a book?
If it's a book.
What about audiobooks? Is that reading?
Um, Not reading, but it's absorbing the information.
Yeah, but as far as the actual act of holding a book or holding something and reading it, you're not doing that. You're just listening to things.
Yeah, but your brain activities probably should be similar, as if
Yeah,
you're reading it or looking at it or
yeah.
listening. Very
I'm gonna get
profound, all
this.
these.
Yeah, call you right back. Just a second. I'll call you right back.
Because I need a huge favor. Bye.
Bye.
So we've been going here for a while, 16 minutes, but it's been very interesting, I think.
Well, deep thinking.
Very deep or high in my case.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's uh it's a little different approach for the elderly brothers.
Well, it's a good, I mean, it's part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like our plans when we travel.
It's like what?
It's like our plans when we travel.
Is what?
No plan.
No plans. Yeah. Yeah, that's the best plan.
That's privilege. I think that's privilege.
It's a certain amount of privilege to it, sure. Well, we don't have to palaver on. We can save stuff for another day.
Yeah, maybe, this might be enough for one day.
Might be. It's enough for me.
Well, we can sign off. Um, how am I going to do that? Um,
Anyway, oh, we didn't say the date. It's the
what is
uh
it?
April 17,
20
2026.
2026. I have a picture of my teaching colleagues from 1978, and we look like a cover for a rock band.
Well, that was the look.
It was. So, well, let's sign off and we'll do another one soon.
Sure. Okay.
I
Love you,
love
my
you, my
brother.
brother.
Yeah, love you too. And we'll do this again soon.
Great.
Okay, bye.
Bye.